This is Westringia fruticosa. Some call it Westringia rosmariniformis, coast rosemary, and it's an Australian native. And so this plant has become very popular in the last 10 years or so, probably starting around 2000 or before that, really. And it's a very effective evergreen shrub, especially in coastal areas. You're looking at a large mass of it in Monterey, California, and this is April when you're seeing this, and you can see there's quite a bit of bloom on this. We're going to get a closer look in just a second here. And this grouping is about 5 feet high. The plant is rated for being kind of 3 to 6 feet tall and as much as 5 to 10 feet wide. And I would say that's true. I've seen groupings in older plantings that were 5 to 10 feet wide. This one here, by the way, is either smoky or morning light, and it's more of a dwarf variety with variegated foliage. But anyway, Westringia is a plant that takes very little water once it's established. It is very drought tolerant. The deer leave this plant alone in my experience, and so it comes with it's something that can be used in a lot of harder situations. This is right next to a beach, so it can take seaside conditions or coastal conditions. Fog is very common where this is being grown, but also it handles inland heat very well. I'm in an inland valley where it gets into the 90s and 100-degree range Fahrenheit during the summer, and this plant thrives just as well in this inland heat as it does here by this coastal situation. So I think it's a really good coastal plant, and some of the companion plants that look great with this are the rock rose family, cistus, Echium fastuosum, the pride of Madeira, and you'll see some others here at the end of this video that I think are good companion plants that also like the coastal situation and lower water and are deer tolerant. One of the things to know about habit is this does like well-drained soils, although I've seen this grown in clay soils, but it was on sloped areas, so it did not sit with wet feet, and that's something you're going to want to avoid. Also, a lot of people think this is smaller than it is, and as you can see here, this mass is easily 5 feet tall, and it's not easy to tell how wide the plants are, but again, I've seen plants 8 feet wide at least, and most people think it probably gets more like 4 to 5 feet across. So just know that if you're using it in a larger area where it's going to have some room to run, that it will spread over time and fill those areas in, and just be aware of that with your irrigation design as well as neighboring plants that you snug up next to it. This thing can just take them over if it's given the opportunity. I think that's what I can tell you about it. It's really ideal for dry slopes, especially in coastal areas, and temperature wise it can handle down into maybe 15 degrees Fahrenheit in that range, so it can take some cold as well as the coastal conditions that I already mentioned. And that is Westringia fruticosa, coast rosemary. Very effective plant near the coast. Just make sure you give it enough space, otherwise you're trying to prune it all the time and you end up with kind of a woody, over pruned mess on your hands. And to follow are some good companion plants. By the way, once this is established, really doesn't need any seasonal water during the summer months.